Today we've been out and about in the streets of Lafayette seeing how people are dealing with this snowstorm. One thing we've noted is that it is thick and wet snow, perfect for making snowballs. It's clear to see that everyone's having a doggone good time here at the new Cumberland Dog Park. Asher Bookspan, Star City News, West Lafayette. For the first time ever, drivers in Indiana can purchase this specialized Boys and Girls Club license plate.
The Purdue men's basketball team is the #1 team in the country and has one of the nation's best players. Star City's Asher Bookspan sat down with center Zach Eady for an exclusive interview.
Since coming to Purdue, Zach Eady has been a slam dunk for the men's basketball team. Eady grew up in Canada and played hockey and baseball until high school, which is something he says that he picked up from his parents.
I never played basketball until like halfway through my 10th grade year, and that was when I picked it up and I loved it immediately. It was a really quick journey for me. I picked up basketball and within a year I transferred high schools to an American high school, IMG Academy, and I was like living in a different country pursuing my dream of playing basketball.
Eady said his decision to come to Purdue after high school was an easy one.
So really our history with big men. I've had a really good string of really good 7-footers. They use the post a lot. They kind of get the ball inside. Paint really knows how to run an offense through the big man. Their development with the big men, had a history, a track record of being really, really good.
While Eady has noticed the campus does love their basketball team, his favorite part is the culture at Purdue.
When I need some help, I'll call them and they'll work me through problems. They'll take times out of their day to help me when I'm struggling. So it's great to see that from the campus.
The Purdue junior is a business management major and spends his free time in a few different ways.
Outside of basketball, we kind of honestly, it's a lot of food. Eating a lot of food, taking a lot of naps, PlayStation. I'm in a room full of basketball players, or in a house full of basketball players, so we all just hang out. We'll play Wii, we'll watch whatever college basketball games on. So really just kind of hanging with the team.
Eady says the closeness of the team translates onto the basketball court.
Because we all enjoy hanging out with each other, we all want to play for each other. It's not the other way around. We're forcing ourselves to hang out with each other so we play better on the court. I think it's just we all genuinely enjoy each other and enjoy hanging out with each other, and that shows on the court.
Stay tuned for the second part of our exclusive interview with Zach Eady, where he talks about the success he finds on the basketball court.
A Lafayette technology company has developed a tactile tablet to assist the blind and visually impaired. As Star City's Asher Bookspan tells us, with this device, you don't need to be able to see to communicate.
This device, Cadence, was created by Tactile Engineering with the goal of helping those who are blind or visually impaired interact better with technology. CEO of Tactile Engineering, David Schleppenbach, explained how the device works in a similar way to a phone or tablet.
Instead of having pixels that you can see, it has pins that slide up and down that a blind user can feel with their hands. That allows them to read Braille, to communicate with tactile graphics, to interact with the web or other content.
It also has features that other Braille tablets do not have.
It's also capable of producing raised print, tactile graphics. We can actually magnify the Braille to help learners such as veterans or seniors who are newly experiencing sight loss. And we can even do interactive content such as a moving ball that helps people to track and interact with web content.
According to Schleppenbach, 3% of people in the United States are severely visually impaired. Many visually impaired people struggle with employment, education, and engaging in society. Tactile Engineering hopes to change that.
The idea being that if we level the playing field with technology, we can see the underemployment situation among visually impaired flip to become an employment situation and productive tax-paying citizens.
Another goal is to make Cadence as accessible as possible to those who need it.
People spend thousands and thousands of dollars for a device that maybe only lasts for a few months or they never receive training for. We want to change that paradigm, make these as available and affordable as a phone or tablet would be to a sighted individual. And working with the state of Indiana, we hope to actually subsidize this for the visually impaired citizen so that they can receive this device at low or no cost.
Tactile Engineering has big goals, but is focused on helping Hoosiers first.
Our commitment is to service blind citizens of Indiana first, before we work in other states and eventually the world.
Asher Bookspan, Star City News, Lafayette.
We continue our team coverage now with Asher Bookspan. He has a look at how state representatives are reacting to the EPA's decision.
State representatives from Rochdale, Russellville, and surrounding communities feel blindsided by the decision to bring hazardous materials from the East Palestine train wreck into their communities. Landfill owner Heritage Environmental held this town hall for the citizens of Russellville, Rochdale, and surrounding communities yesterday. State Representatives Bo Bard and Becky Cash explained why they were shocked when they found out the news about the hazardous materials on Sunday.
I quite frankly thought maybe I was the last person to know. I found out from a third-party person that lives here in the community, and I thought, surely everybody else knows.
So we as state representatives found out about this the same way that everybody else did. For the last 72 hours, I have been getting phone calls, messages, quite honestly, yelled at by people going, why aren't you guys doing anything?
Both representatives felt that the group from the landfill that took the hazardous waste should not have been the only ones answering the community's questions.
I think that we've been failed by the EPA and our federal administration. I think they should have been here tonight. I think that they should be the ones providing these answers, not the company that's receiving the material.
I definitely think that a representative from the EPA should be here, and I would like a spokesperson from the governor's office. I would like the governor to be here.
State Representative Baird wants the process to stop until more questions are answered.
I want to know exactly what's coming out of this area. I want to know how it's being transported to this community. I want to know what's actually coming into our community. I want to see science. I want to see data. I want to see reports. I don't want to just be told.
State Representative Cash feels that Governor Holcomb needs to take action immediately.
I think the governor needs to make this stop right now for the people of this community, for the entire state. So if it's safe, then they need to answer those questions and they need to prove that it's safe. But the governor is the only person who can make this stop right now.
State Representative Baird thought the federal government should step in and take accountability.
I think it would have been great for Governor Holcomb to be here, but I don't think he can answer the questions that we need answered. We need the EPA and those that can answer specific questions here. And it's a travesty that they weren't here before this started.
Governor Holcomb put out a statement saying he was also surprised by the news and is in opposition to the waste being brought in. Star City News reached out to the EPA and Heritage Environmental and have not received a response. Asher Bookspan, Star City News, Russellville.